Hello, bearded bee people. Today's Saturday, the 2nd of May, and we are doing more sort of after winter inspections, but it's more about tagging these colonies and getting a feel for where they're at in terms of filling out the boxes that they're in, and so that when I come through looking for frames to pull for mating nukes, I know which ones to pull from. But generally in this video we'll just get into a couple boxes. I think we've already looked at this one this year, but they're looking really good. So let's pull out some frames and talk about it. I just lifted the top box up to check for queen cells. There's none of that going on. There's a lot of activity in the lower box. I won't be inspecting there today. I am just going to see what's going on in this top one, make sure that they've got some food stored, and get a feel for what I should be writing on the tag. Right now they look like a good or a great, but I'll know a lot better once I get through a few of these frames. So here's a bee bread frame. Nice colorful yellow and orange bee bread. Not a lot going on the backside. Alright, brood mixed with bee bread and nectar. The same thing on this side, brood, bee bread, and nectar. That's a pretty heavy frame, so that's good. These were light coming out of winter. I have fed them probably 3 times in addition to feeding communally, so I have been assisting them. More brood, a little bit of capped brood in the center, and then on the outsides, and it looks like eggs throughout where it's emerged. So we've got eggs going throughout here, capped in the center, and capped on the outside. That looks good. More capped brood on that side. That also looks really good. Some more brood in about every cell that doesn't have bee bread or nectar. Some drone brood on the bottom, which is good. Similar on that side, bee bread and brood. There are dandelions all over the place now. We just, on our way out here, saw a field filled with dandelions that these ladies have access to. That doesn't immediately remove my concern for feeding, but it definitely makes me feel a little bit better. And some of these lighter ones, like this, like I had said, it was light. It's no longer light. They have wet cells on every frame I've seen so far. And like I said, the dandelions are out in force. More brood and bee bread. Alright, so I don't need to continue going through this. I am going to write a good. It would be a great if they hadn't had to have been fed a couple of times, and if these frames were more filled with brood. Now, they are pretty much as filled as they could be because of the existence of the bee bread on those frames, but generally what I mean by good is we could definitely take from them, but we don't absolutely need to. It's not an emergency right now. So I will write good on the tag for these. Put the feeder back. Actually, no. Feeder does not need to go back. I'm going to grab the frame. Some of this fresh wax. Either from the dandelions or the communal syrup.
I'm taking off feeders, right? Like we're done individually feeding?
If it's not crazy light.
Okay. I'm surprised how
Well, I have. Will you pop the top on it? Because I've done a video on these hives before.
And
So
I just took the feeder out, so there.
all right, looks pretty good.
Yep. Looks good, and they are six solid frames of brood.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We will we'll split those out of this yard here pretty soon, and what I mean by that is split them up into nukes and move them out as nukes. We discussed bringing out a pallet and putting it right there, but I don't know, it's just better to split them out. Looks good down there. Let's see. Looks good. Let's see if I can get a look at some brood down here. I don't see any. Again, looks like just food. Nope. Eggs. Beautiful. I was going to reverse them if they didn't have brood down here, but they do, so that's good. I'll just leave them the way they are. We'll go grab a couple of frames. How's it looking?
Good. Definitely take ready.
Cool. But not swarm ready. Very cool. Alright, so we just have a lot of food so far in this top box. Nectar and bee bread. Alright, now we're getting into some brood. A little spotty. Alright. It's definitely not the most solid patches of brood I've ever seen. They're definitely more solid now in terms of where the larvae are. But that cat brood stuff wasn't super solid. It could have a lot to do with the cold weather we had. Alright, and that looks a lot better, removing my concern about the brood. So that looks pretty good, and I'm looking at another sheet that looks good next to it, and so that's all I have to see. I'll be marking these as a good. Oh, you got it. Alright, let's do one more. Alright, so first I'm going to just peek at the bottom of this box. If I can get them separated. Alright, so that looks good. There's definitely brood in that bottom box. Ooh, I just got stung. Alright, so just so you can see, there's the bottom, looking pretty good. It's got a feeder down there, but I'm not concerned about that. Ugh, the back. Got a big old heavy honey frame. Honey and bee bread.
You guys eat wild mushrooms?
Yes.
Any kind?
I like oysters, morels, pheasant backs sometimes.
I've got 16 or 17 pheasant backs starting here, about that big around right now.
Ooh, cool.
You know what they look like.
Yeah, yeah.
If you see them on the side of my driveway, take
Cool.
2 or 3, whatever you want.
Cool, thank you.
They'll be ready in a few days.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, there's more than I can eat.
Cool.
The pheasant backs, I like to put a little bacon on them and put them in the foreman.
Woo! Bet that's good.
Oh, let me tell you. That and a little bit of wild asparagus right next to them.
Heck yeah. Alright, so now we're getting into brood. Once again, not the most solid brood pattern I've ever seen in my life. Well, it's mostly just interspersed with nectar and bee bread, which partially explains the spotty look. Alright, once again, interspersed with bee bread and nectar. More brood on that side. Alright, more brood and more brood. This will be good as well. That's 3 goods in a row. Could be a lot worse.
Okay. I'm contemplating putting it back in this one.
Okay.
They've got like 9 frames of brood.
Alright.
Like the box doesn't look packed right now, but I'm afraid that she's gonna run out of room.
Alright, then put another box on. You said 9 frames of brood in there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Every single frame has brood on it.
Sweet. Very cool. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to race through the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colonies and call it a day. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and have some fun with your bees. See ya.